although it's very exciting. All right, so just want to do a quick little clip on Freckles jumping. What I'm doing with her is an out command. I don't remember if I demonstrated that one on the first video, but I'll do it now. Freckles' love language is full body contact. That's her favorite thing in the world. It's one of the harder behaviors to fix because it is so self-rewarding. We almost don't even need to be a part of it. They just really enjoy it. That's how she shows her affection, is by coming up into our space. So really I don't want to only symptom chase and address just the issue. I want to kind of at the ground level address us having boundaries. So I just always start with the out command. That just means to move away from me. And how I teach that is, well, let me put it this way. We don't leave that. Is I'll always say the word out and then step into her space and then toss food around. So out, food goes behind her. So I'm just creating this like reflexive muscle memory response to hearing the word out and moving backwards. So I like to really, like, she already knows. Freckle, come here. Hi, out. Good, yes. She already knows what that word means. So you guys can start incorporating that. If you want to go backwards a couple steps and use treat to just treats, saying out, tossing food away, just to kind of create that reinforcement history within that behavior with you guys. So she knows with me, but I want to make sure she's getting something out of it with you guys as well. And start using it across the board, not just isolated to jumping. So if you're walking down the hallway and you got Frecklini right here, you know, floof, bounding around, all that stuff. Freckle, come on. Walking down the hallway, stop and face her, out. Good girl. I just ask for space. Going through doorways. I can't really demonstrate that because there's no door right here. Well, there is. It's a closet, but when I open the door, hi, come here. Out. Good girl. Just asking for little tiny spaces like that. Individually, they're not necessarily that big of a deal, but all of those little tiny nuances collectively will start helping her understand that we have boundaries. So like if we're sitting down on the sofa, I don't necessarily care if she's sitting in your lap or hanging out or doing those things. You're certainly more than welcome to cuddle and do all of that with your dog, as long as she understands that when you say, I'm done with this, she's respectful of that. So if I say out and she digs in harder to cuddling, then we need to break that down a little bit more so that she understands. So follow through with that. So if you say out and she's like, no, I'm cuddling, you're gonna stand up, out, like use your body language to enforce that behavior. And really, again, make it a point to collectively ask for that periodically with random events. And then that's gonna help her understand the picture of jumping. So if everywhere else she's allowed to be all up in our space and we have no boundaries, and then this one thing, jumping, now there's conflict, she's a little bit confused, right? Because in that moment of jumping up on us, she's not thinking, she's just doing what feels reinforcing for her. And I want to make sure that she is not confused and there's not a lack of clarity, right? Like I want to really make sure that she's understanding the picture of how to give me space. So when we walk into a room or we're just whatever we're doing and we see a big old Freckle running towards us, the first thing I want to do is just step into her space. That, if that's all you do, that will probably, most likely, definitely be a huge help, because what we always do when our dog's running towards us, we do one of these guys to avoid the claws coming down the legs because they hurt. So I want to use spatial pressure. So let me get her up and moving. She just came in from outside, so she's napping. Go get it. Freckle, hi. Good girl. I'm not doing anything crazy. There's no physical contact. I'm not kicking her. I've never done any of that. It's just using spatial pressure. Hi. Yeah, good girl. Hello. And when we are giving her affection and things like that, and she starts to get overly animated and really hyper, I want to tone down the energy that I'm putting out too. So, Freckle, hi, and she starts getting crazy, which she's not doing right now, because she knows better. Beep, 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 beep. Good. I stand more assertively towards her, calm my body, like my movements and things like that. Maybe give a firm nope. Just giving her calm feedback that's not going to fuel the excitement level. This is what I do when I go to get her out of the yard, the playgroups, because that's when she's the most playful. She's really hyper. She's in an aroused state because she's playing with her buddies and she's amped up, and everyone's like, you know, fight club in the yard. They're all rumbling around, playing with each other, friendly, of course, but they're playing. Dog's playing, is mimicking fighting, and she's doing all those crazy things. When I go out there, the first thing she does is come and, if I'm not facing her, she's on the back of me, clawing at my legs. So I will turn and face her. Okay, good. Just very firmly asking for a little bit of space. Good girl. So this is the relationship we have. When I soften my tone, hi, she's welcome to come into my space and do all of those things. She's happy to do it. Out. Good. But she also knows how to move out of my space when I ask for it. So, good girl. She's still, every once in a while jumps on me, but it's significantly better. It's something that we're working on together. When she does jump on me, it's because of the environment that she's in right now. She's really excited, she's really worked up. So I have to kind of step away from what I'm doing and dedicate a little bit more time to giving her the picture of what I'm looking for and being a little bit more, like using spatial pressure to ask for space, and then she's immediately like responsive to that. If we're like, no, doing all of that stuff, hey, Freckle, doodle, like she gets spicy. So because of all of these movements are perceived by her as playfulness. So we have to be really careful with our body language and things like that. So hopefully all of that makes sense. If you have any questions, you can ask away. If I left anything out or you don't understand what the heck it is that I'm saying, then I will dissect that further for you. All right, Frecklini. Come on, girl.